It'll be time for playoff hockey, and this is, by the way, the pregame show brought to you by Budweiser. We get you set tonight for the Vancouver Canucks and the Calgary Flames. The Flames, meanwhile, exchanged the X in the standings with a Y beside their name, and that is, of course, as mentioned, Pacific Division champions, first place, and will host round one of the Stanley Cup playoffs. As for the opposition tonight, well, they're still scratching and clawing to get into the postseason dance, that being the Vancouver Canucks. They sit 4 points back of the final wildcard spot, currently held by the Dallas Stars. 4 games remaining, so their mindset is to win the rest of the way and hopefully get a little help as well. As for the Calgary Flames, 8th time in their franchise history, they clinch top spot in their division. Final home game of the regular season here, and now with 4 games left in the regular season, the focus is on continuing those preparations for the most important time of the year, the postseason.
Keep playing good hockey, to win the last 4 games of the season and have a good feeling going into the playoffs. I think that's the mindset, and we got to get prepared, and we you can't just turn it on, and you can't just turn it on and off. So we got to have a good mindset these last 4 games, and we got to have a mindset that we got to win the last 4 games.
Being very sharp on our details and really preparing ourselves, moving towards the playoffs. So being there mentally and preparing really to win these games and playing these games as playoff games. I think we can't just take a time off here and just wait till playoff starts. We have to approach these games importantly and be sharp and do our best out there to be ready when the time comes.
Well, we've been really consistent at everything. That's why we clinched the spot with 2 weeks left. Very simple. If you look at all the key metrics that are important, whether it's analytical deep or just stat deep or home road, special teams, any of that stuff, we've been very consistent at it. And so you want to stay consistent in those things, that's all.
All right, time now to take a look at who to watch this evening. We'll begin with the visitors and Elias Pettersson, who's been on a tear as of late, 16 points in his last 8 games, including a pair of goals in their last outing against the Minnesota Wild in a losing cause. Gives him his first 30-goal campaign, now up to 31 on the year. And for the Calgary Flames, Rasmus Andersson, he continues to add to his career-high point total thanks to a pair of assists in Thursday's win, closing in on his first 50-point season, sits just 2 away at 48 on the year. He's been outstanding alongside Noah Hanifin this season. In terms of the atmosphere, we mentioned Fan Appreciation Night here inside the Seattle Dome. This is directed to you, the fans, because everybody looking forward to getting into that playoff atmosphere, maybe starting tonight.
Yeah, no, it's fun. You're feeling the buzz around the city, and obviously our fans has been great, and yeah, I'm just looking forward to see that Sea of Red for playoff time. So no, we just want to give our fans a good show and be a really good team out there. So we're just gonna keep pushing and preparing ourselves for what's coming here.
I'm a fan. I'm out in the street. I'm not one of them guys who make all the opinions and from online or whatever it is, all that social media stuff. I'm out in the streets. I'm a fan. I talk to fans every day. They tell me who to play, what to do, what's wrong with him. What'd you say to them after the game? When are you practicing? When are you flying? I talk to people every day about it, and they're the ones who know. They do. Our fans that come to games and our fans on the street that can't come to games, they're the real fans. And you're in a small market like this, it's really, really critical that they're appreciated and that they are understood. They are just, I've said it and I'll say it again, our fans, our fan base is just as important as our players. And it makes the best part about making the playoffs, players, fans.
So there's some perspective on the Calgary Flames, their mindset heading into tonight. Let's talk about the opposition, because as mentioned, they're still trying to get into the postseason and have some work to do. Head coach Bruce Boudreau talked about their group's mindset heading into tonight.
We just look at it one day at a time, one game at a time. I mean, all we have to do tonight is win. If we win, then we're playing Tuesday. I think we're still alive. So I mean, that's the way we look at it, and we don't want to change anything. Our structure and everything else has been, when it's done right, has been pretty successful for us. So I mean, we want to make sure we do the same thing. If we can limit the other team to 2 goals or less, and we can take 2 penalties or less, and we're usually in good shape.
All right, we're back with more on the pregame show coming up in just a moment. A conversation with Trevor Lewis is next.
All of us here at Calgary Sports and Entertainment are thrilled to welcome you to the Scotiabank Saddledome and would like to share some important updates and reminders. Face coverings are no longer required at the Scotiabank Saddledome. However, we recognize there are varying levels of comfort with this change. We respect everyone's right to make this personal choice and appreciate that some patrons and staff may prefer to continue wearing face coverings. Additionally, no one ever wants to miss a game, but we do ask that you please stay home if you're feeling unwell. The Scotiabank Saddledome has a zero-tolerance policy for foul or inappropriate behavior, along with any disruption of the game, including throwing objects, fighting, or trespassing on the ice surface. Under some circumstances, the puck may be propelled into the spectator area with enough force to cause serious injury. If you are struck, immediately ask the nearest usher for help and directions to the medical station. Perhaps most importantly, please make sure you are kind and respectful to one another, as well as the venue staff, who are working hard to ensure the best possible experience for our patrons. If you have any questions about any of these important updates and reminders, please don't hesitate to contact a venue representative or Calgary Flames customer service. You can also report any issue or ask a question by texting us your seat location along with your question and the word S-Dome to 587-327-2207 to reach our fan text line. We greatly appreciate your support and understanding. Together, we can enjoy a safe and fun experience here in the Scotiabank Saddledome.
Well, the Calgary Flames are 2 wins away from 50 on the year. It would be the third time in franchise history they would have accomplished that, first since 2018-2019. Tkachuk and Gaudreau continue to make a little history as we take a look at Need to Know here tonight. 1981-82, the 7th set of winger teammates to notch 100-point seasons in a single year. And for the Flames, the first team to feature 4 35-plus goal scorers in the same season since 1995-96. That, of course, fresh after Andrew Mangiapane reached the 35-goal mark on Thursday. Regular season home finale tonight against the Vancouver Canucks. Here's Trevor Lewis stopping by the desk, and maybe let's first start with where we left off on Thursday, and that is a Pacific Division crown. What does that mean to that group in the locker room to get that done?
Yeah, it's good. I mean, you know, we get home ice, and we worked all year for to get into playoffs, and then you work to get the home ice there. So it's a big step for our group, but a lot more work to do.
Yeah, for sure. And obviously you got these 4 games here left to close out the regular season. Maybe just a thought on kind of the mindset as you go through this. You've accomplished a couple of the big goals you had, but you know, now it's about getting ready for, as you said, the next step.
Yeah, this tonight's the last chance we get to make sure our game's ready on home ice too. So
yeah,
you know, we got to make sure we're good and we're checking all the boxes and ready to go.
Daryl's talked a lot about consistency. I mean, you don't finish first in your division without that. What do you think's made your group so consistent throughout the course of this season?
I think we built that foundation early, and I think for the most part everyone's done a good job of you know, sticking to it and coming to work every day trying to get better, and you know, it was a full team effort, and you know, we've had a good year.
We've had some great moments here at the Scotiabank Saddledome throughout this season. Fan appreciation night tonight. You know, what is obviously the opportunity to kind of celebrate the regular season, but what are you expecting as we kind of ramp things up here on home ice as well?
Yeah, I mean, the crowd's been great all year. It's been great for us, and you know, when it gets loud in there, we kind of feed off that energy too. So, yeah. Be great to have it packed tonight, and you know, get that last home regular season win.
For sure. All right, thanks for the time tonight, and enjoy.
All right, thanks a lot.
All right, here's a look at your starting goaltenders for tonight. We'll start with the Vancouver Canucks, and no surprise here, Thatcher Demko goes for the 7th consecutive night. He's won 4 of his past 6 games. It's 61 on the season for Thatcher Demko. He's been busy for the Canucks. And for the Calgary Flames, Dan Vladar goes back in, his second start in the last 3, but his first home start since March the 8th. He had a couple appearances as well in relief, but Vladar gets the nod. By the way, should mention Dustin Wolf recalled from Stockton of the American Hockey League, so he will be the backup tonight for Dan Vladar as Jacob Markstrom gets the night off. It is the Vancouver Canucks, the Calgary Flames. One last game here on Scotiabank Saddledome Ice before we get to kick off the playoffs early next month. Enjoy the game, everyone. We'll see you back here in the first intermission.